Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to my video presentations. So in this occasion, I will explain how to teach English or the method how to teach English. But firstly, I will introduce myself. My name is Amniatul Izzah. I'm from 4A class English Education Department. And in this time, I will explain one method which is called Learn English using film as a media to improve listening and speaking skill in vocational school student. So let's get started. Okay, firstly we go to the definition. What is media? Media is a tool that can be used to send a message from sender to the receiver. So this tool is expected to get the intention or attraction of the student so that the teaching or the learning process can be occurred. And what is film? Film is a tool to convey various message to general public through story media and can also be interpreted as a medium of artistic expression for artists and filmmaker to express ideas and story ideas. So learning English with film as a media is one of the teaching method that can be used by the teacher to increase student English skill, which is the aim of this method is to increase the interaction of the student and teacher, and also to increase the interaction of the student in the classroom. Why I choose this method? The reason why I chose this method is the first, watching movie is fun. Why I can say that? Because in generally we can see that a lot of people or the teacher teach student by reading a book or answer a question. So maybe that activity will be more bored and tiring for the student. That's why in this method the activity is different. Watching movie is a fun and entertaining activity. So it will be make the student enjoy and the activity while they are learning in this method. And the second is watching movie will increase our English skills. So using this method is like you are diving and drinking water. Because why I can say that? Because in this method it not just will be increase one English skill of the student, because from watching movie they can increase their speaking skill, listening skill, and writing skill and reading skills. So for the example, the listening skill, from watching movies we can hear or we can listen the native speaker or how they are using English spoken naturally. So from that it will be increase the listening skill of the student. And then the second is speaking skill. Why I can say that? Because from watching the movie, student of course can hear how the native speaker pronounce the word, how they are spell it, and so maybe they can get how they are pronounce it. So the student will be try to practice it and try to learn the pronunciation of the word. So it will be increase their speaking. And the third is increase the vocabulary of the student. Why I can say this method can be increased or can be improved the student vocabulary. When we are watching movie, of course we can also find a new vocabulary that we are never hear before. And then also we can find idioms or phrase or slang that we never found in the book. So it will be increase their skill, their English skill. And the third reason why I choose this method is movies show native action. In English, of course we know that there is a lot of action, like American accent, British accent, Australian accent. So by using movie as the media, we can also learn all of the accent by the native speaker that used by the native speaker in the movie. in the movie, so that will be really increase how the speaking skill by the student in the classroom. Okay, we go to the media that used in this method. What is the media that should be prepared by the teacher to use this method? This is the media. So the first is laptop. Laptop is the most core media for watching movies. Without a laptop, we cannot watch movies. Maybe if the teacher don't have the laptop, maybe they should be borrowed from their friends. So the laptop is really important for this method. And the second is LCD. LCD projector. LCD projector is the tools to connect a movie connection from a laptop, so it can be so the movie can be watched by the student in the form of large enough screen. And then the third media is movie. The movie here, in this case, the film that will be used will be adjusted according to the target level that we told. In this media, this media, the teacher should be prepared well, and then the teacher should be match the film or the movie that can be watched by the student. It should be matched with the target or with the student that they are teach. So so the teacher should be careful to choose a film here. Next we go to the target. So the target of this method here that I use is the vocational school student. Why I choose vocational school student? Because vocational school student is still a teenager people. So teenager are very interested in bilingual film, and they are quick to analyze and find important lessons and vocabulary in film. So therefore, the purpose of this method is to improve the listening and speaking skill of the vocational school student. Okay, we go to the step by step or the step in this learning method. So this method is contained by 4 steps. The first is choosing film, the second is watching movies, and the third is listening, and the last is conclude. So the first step is choosing film. So this step is done by the teacher. In this activity, the teacher should be select the movie or the film that can be watched by the student in the class. So here in this study or in this method, we choose the film, which is the film is animated film or the fiction film. Why we choose the fiction film? Because fiction film can provide special entertainment to student in understanding a story, so that in the learning there is a cheerful and not boring atmosphere. And the second activity or the second step is watching movies. So in this activity, students are directed to watch movies that have been selected by the teacher. So the student must be pay attention to the movies that have been selected by the teacher. And the screening of the film is shown in the language laboratory or in front of the class by using LCD and equipment available in the language laboratory, such as audible and headset. And the third activity or the third step of this method is listening. In this activity, students are expected to listen and pay attention to the film that's shown. So the student can retell the film that have been shown, and student can acquire new vocabulary in film and develop their listening and speaking skill through the pronunciation of the word in English. And the last activity is conclude. The last activity in this method is concluding. After students see the film media that has been shown, students conclude the content of the story from the film that they have been watched. So for the more clear explanation or for more clear description, you can see this simulation. Good morning, everyone. Morning. How are you today? I'm fine. And you? Yeah, I'm fine too. Thank you. So, guys, everyone, today our activity is to watch movie, which is the title is Harry Potter. Wow. Sorry. Here I have the movie. I have the movie Harry Potter that you are to watch. So here in our class today, your activity, the first is you should to watch the movie Harry Potter, and then you should to pay attention to this movie, and you should to look the detail of this movie. The first, you should to pay attention, and the second, you can write or you can keep in your mind what the word or difficult word that you find in this movie. The difficult word that you find, you can ask me, or you can try to pronounce it. And then if you cannot to pronounce it, you can ask me. I can help you to pronounce it. And then the third, you should do summary. You know summary. What can you get from this movie? So not all, but from what you watch, you should do summary. What you get and what the point from this movie. So that's all our activity today. So we will start it first. And here I will. Sorry, can I hear? Let me see. Ada suaranya? Ada suaranya? Sekilas dari Harry Potternya. So now from what you are watch here, I want to ask you, what do you think about this movie? Who wanna be a volunteer first? What do you think about this movie? I mean your opinion. Pendapat kalian tentang film ini tuh kayak gimana, Harry Potter ini? Ayo try your English guys. Siapa? Boleh? If you want to say something, just raise your hand. Ayo. You don't really understand about this movie.
In my opinion, this movie is British action. In my opinion, this movie using British action, but
In generally,
I using American.
so
This movie it's difficult to understand.
alright. Okay. So it's difficult to understand. Okay. That's no problem. You can give your that's free comment. Jadi kalian bisa kasih pendapat kalian di sini. Kalian dapat British action itu terlalu sulit menurut kalian. Gimana tuh perbedaannya sama yang American action? Nah terus misalkan dari film ini kalian dapat vocabulary yang baru. Jadi yang something like new vocabulary that you can get from this movie. Jadi kalian bisa tulis tuh, kalian cari terus dari kamus apa aja arti dari vocabulary yang udah kalian dapat dari film tersebut. Jadinya kalian kan udah dapat tuh vocabulary. Kalian read semuanya, kalian coba praktik dan praktik, itu akan bisa buat kalian more influence in using English. So your speaking, your listening, and your writing will be more improved in English. Jadi maybe that's all our activity today. Thank you very much for your guys for your attention. And if I make any mistake in my when I say something or in my action to you guys, I'm sorry. I say sorry and please forgive me about that. So maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, from the simulation, we can get a conclusion or we can get the strength and the weaknesses of this method. So I have done my simulation in the vocational school of SMK Al Madani, and from that simulation, I have got the conclusion of this method. So here the evaluation. The first is the strengths of this method. The strengths of this method is students become more focused on the material that has been given through the film media, and they are more pay attention to the teacher. And the second, the atmosphere in listening learning becomes more conducive and relaxed because students enjoy the spectacle in the form of animation that makes student animation and the film that use fiction theme, so that the student can be enjoy in this in the activity. And the third is student listening and speaking skill improve after the film was applied, and the students are more active and creative when they are study listening courses. And the weaknesses of this method from the simulation that I have done, I have evaluated the simulation, and I got the weaknesses is really a big trouble if we are not pay attention of this. The first weaknesses is availability of tool such as the LCD and the laptop. So sometimes a school doesn't provide an LCD projector for teaching for the teacher. So or indeed they don't have one at all. And then the trouble or the problem maybe can also come from the teacher. Like the laptop, maybe the laptop of the teacher don't have a hole to connect the LCD projector cable to their laptop, and then like the speaker damage. So from the simulation that you have seen before, why I using my laptop, just the laptop there, because the first is my mistake in this simulation. The first is the trouble. The laptop that I have is don't have a cable to connect the cable LCD, so I using my sister laptop, and for it's really a trouble, and I got I have made mistake because my sister laptop is done the speaker is damaged, so I should it can to be connect with LCD, but the speaker is damaged, so the learning process cannot be occur if the student not listen clearly about the story in this movie. So I decide to using my laptop, just using my laptop, not using LCD to for the student to watch. So like the simulation or the video that you have seen before, they are although I using my laptop, they are really pay attention to the movie, although it just using a laptop, not large screen. And then the second weaknesses is the selection of film. From the simulation or from my evaluation from the simulation that I have done, they are most of them, the student that I have teach, they are say that the film that I use is difficult to understand because in the simulation I using the Harry Potter, because I expect that the vocational school student, they are the third grade, they maybe can understand the movie like Harry Potter, but that's my mistake. I'm wrong. That's my I just thought that they will be understand that, but that's different from my expectation. So this is we can get the learn from this. The teacher should be paying more attention and careful using this method when they are choose the movie for the target. The teacher should be careful and then should know the level of the target. So that's all the weaknesses from this method. Okay, the last in this method, I will give the movie or suggest the movie that can the teacher use to the media for they are where they are teach by using this method. This one and this one is the movie that can be used in this method because maybe this movie was really content by the native speaker and a lot of action and a lot of vocabulary and expanded vocabulary that can be found in this movie. And this movie is a fiction and animated movie that can be used in the learning process by using this method. So maybe that's all from me. This is the last of the presentation. If I have any mistaken from what I say or from what I have done from my actions, so please forgive me. And maybe that's all. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.